guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Caitlin and I do motherhood and lifestyle videos every Wednesday and Sunday. So today I'm actually going to be doing 10 things I wish I knew before having kids. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you stick around. So if you see me looking down, I have my little notepad here with my notes in it. A little intro. I have two boys. Mason is my oldest. He will be turning 4 this year. And my youngest is Wyatt, and he turned 2 this year. I had Mason when I was 19. He was born in August, and I turned 20 in November. And Wyatt, I was 21 when I had him. I had my 21st birthday in November, and I was pregnant, and he was born May of next year, or of the next year, 2018. Okay, so the first thing I wish I knew before having kids is it's okay to ask for help. Having kids is such an experience, and I don't want that to be taken in a bad way, but you go from not having to worry about anybody but yourself to having another person slash people to worry about. And with Mason, I was so afraid to ask for help because I felt like I was failing as a mom if I had to ask for help because I couldn't do it by myself. And as I've gotten older and with Wyatt, I just realized that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to need help, whether it be from your significant other or your family or friends. It's okay to ask for help. That doesn't make you a bad mom. It doesn't make you any less of a mom. Just know that you are a badass mom and it's okay to ask for help. The second thing, and it might sound silly, but always overpack. Whether it's going to the grocery store or going on vacation, always overpack. Kids are messy. At least mine are. My boys are so messy. And Wyatt will literally destroy an outfit within minutes of me putting it on him. So I've learned to always overpack, especially when Mason was potty training. He's fully potty trained now, but when we were potty training him, I would bring 2-3 outfits whenever we went out just in case something happened. Also, even if we were going out for like 2 seconds, I brought his little potty with us just in case we were driving down the road and he was like, oh my gosh, mommy, I have to go potty. I would always be prepared, have it in the back of the car. We'd pull over really quick and he'd sit on the potty, go potty, and then we'd be on our merry way. But always overpack. Diapers, wipes, Desitin, clothes, underwear, everything, overpack it. The next thing is take others' advice with a grain of salt. When you are a first-time mom or it's your first time being pregnant, you're gonna get everybody and their mother giving you advice, and sometimes it's helpful, but most of the time it's just unwanted information. So just take it with a grain of salt and just do what's best for you and for your baby. You're the mom, and ultimately you make the decisions for your baby and what's best for you and your baby, and not all the information that you're given is going to apply to you or is going to be something that you want to do. So ultimately you just need to do what's best for you and your baby and just take everything with a grain of salt. It's okay if breastfeeding doesn't work out. I tried so hard with Mason to breastfeed. It didn't work out, and then I exclusively pumped for like 2 months and I was exhausted. I was a first-time mom. I was on the pump like 22 hours out of the day trying to keep my supply up, and my supply was like only giving him what he needed. I couldn't get like backups, so it was like exhausting and painful for me. So eventually Josh had to talk to me and be like, it's okay, we can formula feed him. He's going to turn out fine. It's okay if breastfeeding doesn't work out. And when I stopped pumping, I felt like a failure as a mother. And I just felt like I wasn't giving my baby what he needed. And I just felt awful. And it took a while for Josh to talk me down and be like, it's okay. He is doing perfectly fine on formula. He's growing, he's gaining weight, and he's happy, and he was just happier on formula. He was getting what he needed, and I could physically see that he was eating enough food to keep him happy and healthy, and ultimately that's what matters. If breastfeeding works for you, bless your heart. I am a big supporter of breastfeeding, but I'm also a big supporter of formula feeding. I think that a fed baby is best. It's okay to take time for yourself. When I had Mason, I thought that I had to dedicate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year to him. And while that's true, I always am thinking about my boys and doing what's best for them. It's okay to take time for yourself, as in go take a bath, sit in a bath and relax and scroll through your phone while your significant other takes care of them in the other room. It could be as simple as that, or you go get your nails done for 2 hours and grab a bite to eat with a friend while your significant other or friends or family take care of the baby. Make sure they're okay with enough food and things like that, but just be able to take time for yourself and know that you deserve it. Another one, it might seem kind of weird and it might just be me, but dad or your significant other will get better with the baby. I feel like Josh in the baby stages was men are a little bit more impatient, so he wasn't, not that he wasn't a good dad in the baby stage, because he was an amazing dad throughout their entire life, but he was a little bit more standoffish, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but he was just more like he wanted me there to make sure that he was fed, and that, if you threw a fit and was crying for hours, I could handle that a little bit better than he could in the baby stages. Now that they are toddlers, Josh could spend a whole week with them and be fine. I feel like dads get more engaged with the child as they get older, whereas us moms have that instant connection because they were growing inside of us for 9 months. And dads just have to kind of warm up to the idea, especially when it's your first child, but they do get better. Not that they're not the best from the start, but they get more comfortable with the child as they grow older. I hope that made sense. Another thing that I have learned being a mom of 2 is that activities for them don't have to be expensive. I used to think that I had to go on Pinterest and find the most elaborate activities for them to do during the day and buy every single material and make sure that it was spot on and that they were gonna have so much fun, when in reality, you could give my kids a freaking box and some crowns and they'd be happy for the whole day. So take what you have, use what you have, and make a fun activity out of it. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular. Kids are really entertained with the smallest little things. So just know that if you don't have the money to go out and buy all these craft activities and coloring books and activity books and all this stuff, give them a piece of paper and some crowns and they'll be happy. Or, make an activity out of an old box that you have and some cars and just draw a parking lot on it and have them count their cars as they park the cars or something like that. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular for the kids to have fun. Another super important one that I didn't learn until Mason was a little bit older is that you don't have to beg people to be in your child's life. If they want to be in your kid's life, they're going to make an effort to. If it's not high on their priority list, then so be it. You can't make somebody, and unless they want to, you can't make them. Make sure that you understand that if somebody is not in your child's life, it is not your fault. Okay. Number 9 is they understand more than you know. So I'm speaking more of the toddler age at this point. I'm speaking more of Mason at this point. Wyatt too. Wyatt understands a lot more than I think most of the time. He comprehends it. But Mason is so funny. He is like a freaking sponge. Josh and I are not the best about watching our mouths around the kids, and Mason will copy us. Mason says it and we have to correct him and be like, no, you don't say that. That's only a word that mommy and daddy say. But it's just so funny to see him be a sponge at this age, and just like, he looks at me and he knows he's not supposed to say it, but he says it anyway because we said it. So that's one thing. And another thing is, as most of you know, my dad passed away 7 years ago at this point, and we have a red cardinal that comes to our back window every day and sits on our, we have a little like swing outside of the window, and he sits on the swing. And I tell Mason and Wyatt all the time, that's Pop-Pop. Pop-Pop is coming to see us, and he's coming to say hi to you and that he loves you. And I feel like Mason kind of understands that. I talk to my boys all the time about my dad and that he loves them and that he wishes he could be here with them, because I know in my heart that he would love the boys so much, and I know that he's always looking down on us. But I try and encourage my kids to continue to speak about him and speak about his memory and keep him alive in their heart, even though they didn't get to meet him. And the cardinal is a really nice reminder that he is with us and that he's keeping an eye on the boys. And I feel like Mason kind of gets it, and Wyatt is starting to get to the point where he is like, I'll be like, Pop-Pop's here with the bird, and he says, Pop-Pop's here, Pop-Pop's here. So I feel like they kind of understand more than we give them credit for. And the last thing on my list is that every broken bone, every tantrum, every late night feeding session, all of the things that exhaust you as a mother are worth it. My boys are my absolute best friends, my world. Even though they get on my last nerve sometimes, these kids are my entire life, and it's all worth it. Even the tantrums, after they have their tantrums and they're done and we talk and all of that good stuff, at the end of the day, I always want to hug and cuddle my babies and tell them I love them and give them kisses, and it's all worth it. All of the pain, the stress, the exhaustion, it is all worth it. All right, you guys, and that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments, what is one thing, if you have kids, you wish you knew before having kids, or if any of these things that I mentioned resonate with you. I would love to get a conversation going in the comments. Please make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification so that you get notified every time that I upload a new video, and hit that like button. It really helps me out. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.